They used to say that the love of this world and the love of the hereafter are like two scales in the heart of a believer. When one side of the scale becomes heavy, the other side becomes light. And when the other side becomes heavy, the other one becomes light. If you love the hereafter, you will love this dunya less. And if you love this world, you will love the akhirah less. And by Allah, you only need one example to prove which one you love more. Shall I give you a test which you will all show me exactly how much you love this world? And by Allah, this is the test of Sufyan al-Thawri. Sufyan al-Thawri said, if you want to ask somebody how much they love this world compared to the hereafter, then ask them how much food do they cook when a rich man comes to their house compared to when a poor man comes to their house. Ya salam. Wallahi, this one hit me like a knife in my heart. How truthful was Sufyan al-Thawri? Isn't it true, brothers? How much do you cook when you know someone wealthy is coming? Doesn't matter whether you're going to get food from him, money for him or not. Wealthy, oh my, he must be really wealthy. When, you know what? Wife, cook chicken and rice and meat and fish. Make sure there's 3 or 4 dishes. A poor guy's coming. It's all right, don't have to cook that much. It's one dish is enough. Just one biryani, that's enough. That's enough. How much do we love this world? Every one of us, I'm sure, will answer. Every one of us will surely answer that by Allah, if a rich man comes to our house, we cook more food. Isn't that right? Let's be truthful. I want to see a show of hands. How many people, I will put the first person to put my hand, that I would have cooked more if a rich man came. Come on, show me your hands. Truthful, be truthful. Wallahi, be truthful. Now, the first position before you rectify yourself is to recognize the mistake. Recognize there is a fault. Okay? This is 50% of rectifying an error, is to first of all recognize that we're mistaken. That by Allah, unfortunately, we love this dunya too much. We've become too attached to it. We judge people according to it. We value people according to how much they've achieved. And we love this dunya too much to love the hereafter. And this is what is shackling us to this world. My brothers and my sisters in Islam, ask yourself a second question. And that second question is this: how many of you can 100% say Allah is happy with me now? How many of you are sure Allah is happy with you right now? How many of you are sure that you have definitely done a deed for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never ever punish you? How many of you can do that? I'm telling you, no one can. No one amongst us. If you are sure about this, that you have, you might as well just die. Because that's the best state to be in. Allah is happy with you, just die right now, brother. Ask Allah for death straight away. But by Allah, there is no one amongst us who can guarantee that. My brothers, my sisters in Islam, this question of Allah being happy with us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanting Jannah for us is a question that must come to every one of our minds. The greatest of the Sahaba were those people who used to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much. The greatest of the Sahaba were the ones who were truly worried that this would be their last Ramadan. It was reported that Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu used to say that I wish I was a twig that was cut off and eaten up. A twig of a tree that was cut off and eaten up. And this is Abu Bakr, the one who was promised Jannah. And it was Umar radiallahu anhu when he read the verse in the Quran, وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا. There is no one amongst you except that he is heading for it. Heading for what? Jahannam. According to the tafsir of Ibn Abbas. That he fell into a coma for 1 month. It was the Sahaba, Aisha radiallahu anha, and this is for the sisters in Islam. So listen, sisters. It was Aisha radiallahu anha who Urwa ibn Zubair radiallahu anhu reported that I passed by the hut of Aisha after the sun had risen and Fajr had finished. Sun had risen And 10 minutes after sun rising, Aisha had started her salah. And she was reciting the verse of the Quran. Do you know what verse she was reciting? فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ. And Allah had blessed us, and Allah forgave us, and Allah saved us from the terrible torment. And she was crying. And then I went to do all my day-to-day work. And I finished my day-to-day work around Dhuhr time. Before the Dhuhr adhan, I came around towards the masjid and I found Aisha still reciting the same verse, and she was still crying. فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ. And Allah blessed us, had mercy on us, and He saved us from the terrible fire. My brothers and my sisters in Islam, there is no one amongst us here except that Allah has already written our name for Jannah or Jahannam. No one. No one amongst us except Allah has already put our place for Jannah or Jahannam. Already. You know that. Believe that. This is what our Prophet said so. The Prophet ﷺ said when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created human beings, He created a group. And He said, I've created this group for Jannah. And then He separated another group. And He said, I've created this group for Jahannam. And when Malik bin Dinar, one of the great Sahaba, one of the great Tabi'een, he read about this hadith, it was reported that he used to pray every single night, standing up at night, and he would grab his beard like this. And he would say, Oh Allah, I know you have created people for Jannah and Jahannam. I know you've already decreed who is going to go to Jannah and who will go to Jahannam. Oh Allah, tell me which group am I from? Oh Allah, tell me which group am I from? My brothers and my sisters in Islam, if this was your last Ramadan, how would you spend it? What would you do? If tomorrow the doctor came to you and said, you have terminal cancer and you will not live more than 3 months. And by Allah, I do this all the time. When I was in oncology, the worst thing for me as a junior doctor was having to call patients and say they're about to die. They always left the junior doctors to do the dirty job. Unfortunately, I was the one who had to counsel patients that they're going to die. I was the one who had to tell them that we have to cut off half their body, otherwise they'll die. We have to cut their liver out, we have to cut their pancreas out, which might cut their tummy, for which they'll never be able to eat properly, which we'll have to feed them with a tube for the rest of their life, which is going to be 6 months maximum anyway. Do they want that to happen?